Well, hello there everybody, I'm Murray, and today we're going to learn how to track text into our shots, just like this. Okay, so I have my footage in here, and I have my project set up into 1920 by 1080. And I'm just going to drag my footage in, and it's a pretty short piece of footage, so I'm just going to trim my composition just further down so I have some manageable workspace. And this is only like 6-7 seconds long. So let's see, I'm just going to zoom out a bit so I can see. And the shot kind of starts about here, so I'm just going to trim it up till there. And kind of ends about there. And I'm just going to trim it up to there. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is select my footage and search for the 3D camera tracker. And this is very simple and easy. What I'm going to do is go to advanced and do detailed analysis. Now I'm going to do this before I do anything else, and I'm going to do it relatively quickly because it's going to analyze, and I don't want to click detailed analysis after it's analyzed previously, because it's going to reanalyze again. So it's going to essentially start the whole process all over again. So whilst that's going, I'm going to go to my project and create a new composition. I'm just going to shorten this down to 5 seconds. Alright. What did I do? I just did that's 5 minutes. I'm just going to trim this down to 5 seconds. Alright. So what I'm going to do is create a new solid, and you can do whatever color you want. And I'm just going to make it smaller on both sides, just like so. I'm going to create some text. Let's see, it was the Canon STM 50mm f1.8. Okay. And so I'm just gonna, let's see, put them in the middle of the frame here, and I'm gonna drag that up a little bit, and that's gonna be the final position. It's not gonna matter too much. I'm just going to scale it up just because. Whoops. Alright. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. What I'm gonna do is go to the opacity on both of them, and I'm also going to get the position, and I'm just holding shift and pressing P to get the position alongside the opacity, and I'm just going to keyframe both of them. Now these are the finishing points, so I'm just going to drag it out like 5 seconds in time, and back in here here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the position of the text, and I'm going to put it on the other side of the line. Well, I'm just going to be halfway through because the line's also got to move, and I'm going to do the same to the other side. So essentially they've switched sides, and so it's going to kind of look like this. Now I'm just going to drag these in a little more, and I want to bring the opacity from 100%. Let's see. I'm going to set it to 0, and let's see, it's 3 frames in, it's already in, so I like that. And what's going to happen is let's just get a quick preview, and that's obviously way too slow, so let's do this. Drag it in, still too slow. Okay, let's do like 12 seconds. Okay, a little faster. And it just kind of takes a bit of trial and error and some practice. Okay, so that's generally, that looks like a good shot. But what we're going to do is make the text bounce, so it kind of gives that coming out and then bounces back in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold shift, or this is actually control, and the right arrow key twice to move 2 keyframes ahead, and I'm just going to get its position back to where it hits the line, and I'm going to move 2 keyframes again, and I'm going to bring it back the other way, but not further than the previous keyframe. I'm going to move 1 keyframe ahead and bring it back just a tiny bit, one more keyframe, and I'm just going to finish it off like that. Let's just get an idea. That looks pretty good. Wow. Okay. Better than I thought it would turn out. Look at that. And so what I'm going to do is press F9 with them all selected to turn them into easy ease keyframes. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go to the graph editor here. Now I'm going to give these a little bit of an accent, give the movement a bit of accent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, and I'm just going to drag them to make them look like, I don't know, what are they, a pyramid? Anyways, this will just give them a bit of bounce to their movement. And let's see. Look at that. That looks really good. Alright, and now that took like 2 minutes to do. So next thing we're going to do is go back to our first composition, and look how beautiful our camera tracker has done. Alright, so with our footage selected, we're going to go into the effect, select the effect, and it looks beautiful. Look at that. And what we're going to do, this plane looks like it's even with the lens, so I'm just going to create a null and a camera, and I'm just going to bring that composition 2 in because that's my text. And I'm just going to turn it into 3D because right now you can see it's not tracked to the shot. So I'm going to turn it into 3D, and you can see that it's moving really strange. Now what's happening here is that the text is way in front of the lens. So I've got to push it back into space, in Z space, to bring it in the same line as the lens. So what I'm going to do is grab the Z position, and I'm going to send it back. I'm holding shift so I can send it faster. And look, that looks pretty decent already. So I'm just going to move it on X. Don't drag it like this to reposition it, because you're not actually moving it in space and it's going to jumble it up a bit. So I'm just going to scale it up, and I'm going to reposition it with its X, Y, and Z values. Let's see how good it looks. Okay, so it's still moving in front a little bit, so I got to send it back a little bit further in Z space. And okay, that's decent. Still slightly in front. We can fix that. Look at that. There we go. Alright, and I'm just going to scale this up a bit. Okay. Alright, let's give it a quick preview and see what it looks like. Okay, it's still slightly in front, but I'm just going to send it back a little bit, and yeah, that looks really good. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. That took, what, 7 minutes, something like that, and that's really easy. If you guys enjoyed, consider subscribing. I want to make more. Maybe if you like filmmaking tutorials or photography and so on. And remember, learn, film, repeat. And until next time, keep smiling, keep shooting.